Welcome back and thank you for staying with All Angles. Now, Parliament's Energy Committee is meeting Eskom management today. This is in efforts to resolve the country's electricity crisis. The committee says engagement with all stakeholders is what is needed to solve the ongoing problem. eNCA's Heidi Giokos is attending that meeting at Megawatt Park in Sandton, and she joins us now to give us some details. Heidi, you've been privy to hearing exactly what's been discussed in that meeting. What have been the questions from this committee and what have been the answers from management?
Yes, so I think it's crucial to highlight the fact that unions have made various representations. We've heard from NUM, we've heard from NUMSA, as well as Solidarity, and members of Parliament will be, of course, posing various questions to these unions depending on the outcomes of these presentations that have been presented by the various unions. But I want us to get perspective from the spokesperson of NUMSA, Majola. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. You've made quite a strong presentation before these committees today, indicating that you reject a number of, if I can call them excuses, presented by Eskom because of the load shedding that we have been facing. Perhaps just give us a summary about your presentation and why you think and how you think Eskom can be turned around so that South Africans aren't subjected to this load shedding.
Indeed, and thank you for this opportunity, Heidi. I think if we can sum up our presentation, we can say that one of the things we sought to deal with very early on when we were speaking to parliamentarians is the lie that our load shedding will end when we add more renewable energy independent power producers to the system. That is simply not true, and it's not supported by what else is happening outside of South Africa. If you look at Germany, for example, Germany is going through a power supply crisis right now. They have 120,000 megawatts of installed capacity for renewable energy. They're not depending on that. They've gone and reopened coal-fired power stations in order to increase their energy supply, whilst we are busy shutting down coal-fired power stations. As you yourself know, we shut down Komati in November last year. We lost 1,000 megawatts. And one of the big issues that we were raising very loudly to the parliamentarians is, where is the rationale for the premature closure of power stations when we desperately need power right now? Is this government sort of trying to outperform Western Europe on the issue of transitioning from coal to renewable energy? We cannot afford that. We are not a developed country. In terms of the principles of a just transition, we should transition at a pace and at a rate that we can afford. We will not solve load shedding if we rush to renewables. And anyway, they can't be installed within a short period of time. If we want to solve load shedding today, then you must repair and make sure that you maintain Eskom's current fleet. That is the quickest solution.
I just lastly quickly want to ask you, because we do need to go back inside, whether or not you feel these engagements with the various committees are going to yield any kind of results, because we keep having discussions. We know what the problems are. We know that we need to end the rolling blackouts. There's now going to be a new CEO that's going to be appointed, and South Africans are saying, can we stop talking about this and actually provide various solutions? You as unions are here today to engage with these members of Parliament. Do you think it will yield any results and you'll be heard as unions?
We certainly hope so. Everything that we presented today to the Portfolio Committee, we've actually presented to Eskom and the Eskom board. Unfortunately, we've been ignored. And this is why we took the time to make the same presentations to Parliament, with the hope that parliamentarians will take us seriously, because we know that what we're being told in the media is not entirely true in terms of what Eskom's problems are and how they can be resolved. The most crucial thing that we need right now, we need our politicians, our governments, our president to start acting in the interest of the majority of people, and to stop working to please capital or business or whatever interests that have nothing to do with dealing with the broader crisis of load shedding and what it's doing to the economy.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. That is NUMSA's spokesperson, Majola, and we will be going back inside because members of Parliament will be engaging with unions and asking the various questions. And I think tomorrow is also going to be a crucial day, because we are going to be hearing the questions posed to members of from members of Parliament to the Eskom board and management. There needs to be an end in sight when it comes to the rolling blackouts, and we've had these engagements and discussions before. We've seen interventions from various stakeholders, but at the end of the day, is that really giving us us the necessary solutions that we need to end those rolling blackouts. We'll just have to wait and see what comes out from these engagements.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Heidi, isn't it? A lot of South Africans hoping that this is not just lip service once again. Heidi Giokos live for us in Sandton, particularly at Megawatt Park.